Hopefully my connection gets a little bit more excited here.
Doing it live. Let's go.
Thank the light, everyone. I haven't read shit this week, said I, and this is my wolf brother.
And I will be your holy shit. I might be back on Rafe's team, said I. Oh, that's dumb. Rafe Judkins sucked. And that's Jeremy. He'll be here in spirit tonight.
Okay. First and foremost, the views and opinions expressed in this program are those of speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent. So
That's a lie. I speak for Jeremy all night.
I'm excited.
I have text that say it's okay.
I'm excited because I like TV. That's my drug of choice. But Justin seems to be excited because there might be some actual content to be excited about and not just like a TV show coming back. So I am dying to hear what Justin sees in this 50-second video that tells him that we have 8 amazing episodes coming up.
I feel like we have definitely a really good 5 episodes coming up, unless they all cram everything into one. Obviously, if you're listening to this, we got Rafe saying that he's going to tell us when the season's going to drop, and then 2 days later, I guess what is it? Is it like a Comic-Con in Brazil? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like it's CCXP or something like that, I believe.
Comic-Con South, very south.
Very south. Sexy south. It's in Brazil. But he told, it's March 13th, dude. So we're getting it, a full 6 months earlier than we have before. So that's got to make some people happy. Makes me happy. I hope it makes you happy.
I'm not surprised enough to be really happy, but it is to have it official. It makes me happy. But I think from what I had been reading and, people who have the inside scoop, this is about right where I was thinking it was going to land.
I haven't been on Twitter until the X until today. And I was looking at some stuff. The guy, the Kevin Angus, there's maybe rumors that he might be the tweeter of chaos, the kind of like semi-official / official Wheel of Time X account. And that's usually where they're, making lots of jokes and spoiling, like leaving secrets out and stuff. He had a thing that was kind of a little timeline. It was saying it'll probably drop end of March, April. And so it's actually coming out a little earlier than that, which is nice. And since I know I was really bummed that Jeremy wasn't going to be here to tell me how dumb I am for being excited and everything. But I guess I'm kind of glad he's not here because my job is to get you hyped about it, because I see a lot of stuff to be excited about as a book reader for like some stuff that, was never imagined before, really, like certainly not fleshed out, and some stuff that I'm seeing that's ripped right out. Maybe even slight changes, but more or less ripped right out of the pages of Shadow Rising. So that makes me super stoked. So
okay,
mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna ask you. Can you bring up a screen for us to watch here, or are we just gonna play it, watch it, and kind of like simulcast and listen, have the audio go for us, or what's the?
That's a good
What's your plan?
point. I didn't think about it until right now that I might be able to play it on here, but I think we're just gonna kind of watch our own versions and comment stuff.
Start and stop. I want to watch maybe 10 seconds and then stop and then talk about stuff. So
sounds good. And I'll have it here. You let me know the timestamp when you find something good so I can figure out what you're actually talking. So everyone go check out. I'm sorry you're not here. I was hopefully we might get someone to pop in. I've been hyping this. I know we haven't had a big audience to talk about the books, but we tend to get a bigger audience when there's a show to be watched. And hopefully now that we know the show's coming out, when it's coming out, some of the content that might be in it, please come on here and talk to us about it and get ready for the show. And we will be, I'm not sure what we're going to do when the season comes out, but my goal is to somehow get on here as soon as possible. So we'll figure out the earliest we can watch the episodes, and everyone's going to be talking about it. So I think trying to be the first ones to talk about it might be a lot of fun because for me, I get since I don't know anything, my opinions get watered down with what I hear coming outside. It's like, oh yeah, he said this, so that must mean that. But I think it's kind of fun when my ignorant ass comes on here. I have no idea what I'm talking about. And so I think that might be kind of fun. So stay tuned. we'll probably be moving to Thursday. I don't know if Thursday nights work for Justin.
Yeah, I think I'm okay any night. I would like to do them the day they come out, and so we can be as like like you said, as unwatered down as possible. And I think watching it live with me is going to be fucking stupid. So,
Yeah, we might even do a lot.
I'm going to be like that Leonardo DiCaprio meme.
Ooh. We might even live, like, we won't be able to show the episode on here for legal reasons, obviously, but we might like tune in live and watch it if it works out for our schedules, and like watch
I
it for
would
the
like to
first
do
time
that.
together. And if you want to do
That's what I
that,
would
go
like
ahead.
to do. I
Awesome.
would love to do that. I would love to have it be like you and I are watching it for the first time together. While it's fun to watch it and take notes, I think you and I watching it together, being able to like, what, and like kind of talk to each other and shit as
And
it's
then
happening in
Justin,
real time could be fun.
and then you can listen to Justin and I argue in real time because he'll keep pausing it to see what he saw. And I'm just going to let it go because I don't know what I saw. So I'm just going for the credits.
And then Jeremy could pop on and you guys can argue about why they aren't further along after the breaking some more. That shit was fucking gold, by the way. Gold.
Awesome.
We were in the car and I was like, Lisa, you gotta listen to this. And she was listening to it and she's looking at me like with her mouth open. She's like, really? And I was like, yeah. I was like, they're not gonna meet in the middle. And she's like, she goes, it's funny to see you like hear you kind of trying to be like, well, I get it, and like trying to like kind of bring them together, and they're both just like, fuck it, nope.
Lisa's like, are they
agree to disagree?
Lisa's like, are they okay?
I think there's a problem. I don't know.
Jeremy, we good.
Like I said, I kind of wanted him here to be like, no, you're dumb. But like I said, I would, before he gets in your ear, I would like you to tell you why I'm hyped about shit. So I think it'll be
and
fun.
this season's, I mean, it's gonna have to be so fucking good to retroactively make him feel okay at all. Like even if this season is perfect, he's still gonna be like, I don't care. The lead up,
I mean, I think the people who have Jeremy's opinion and the people who kind of are like-minded with him, I don't think there's any winning. They just might make fun of it less. That's about it.
And I don't know. I want people, if you're in another country, like come on here and talk to us, because like it's weird. Like all of a sudden today, I didn't read a ton of articles, but like every article I clicked on and like read the first paragraph, they were like, oh man, like TV's never gonna be the same. And like this is so great. And the first two seasons were pretty good, but holy shit, hold on to your nutsacks, everybody. And I'm just like, I haven't heard any of that other than from other fans who watch it that just want Wheel of Time. So,
well, first of all, I want to say a lot of my breakdown stuff, I don't have time to go through it for hours. So I do a Clips Notes version. I watch it myself a couple of times, and then I'll go watch Lauren from Unraveling the Pattern. He's amazing. Like he's so good, and like he gets me fucking just bonered up every time I listen to him. And he's obviously a super fan and lover of it, like I am. I just want to see my favorite stuff on screen, and as long as it's okay, I'm good. John from What Up, who's kind of shouted us out before, he's kind of the same, but you can tell there are things like he's not afraid to say like, I don't like this or whatever, but like he'll be very nice about it. And then there's the dude Nablus, who I started watching first, and he's been pretty critical actually. Like he's very professional about it, but there's been some things that he's really been like, I don't like this. And if they don't start to nail some of these things, they're going to lose me. And even he was very hyped on his video. And a lot of the things, I mostly watch Lauren's video he gets so much out of so little. I thought I catch a lot. And that guy he'll throw out little things. And I'm like, dude, that's awesome. So, I can't really take credit for much more than maybe half of this stuff. And I think I have maybe one idea, and I probably already forgot it, that I do. I got it. That nobody's really said, but I kind of think that maybe this could happen. Of course, it probably won't, because I've been wrong about literally every single thing that I predicted. So, but we have fun, right?
Yes, we do. We have fun.
Real quick, Des, I just want to go through a few things. Like John pointed out, and I agree, the poster this year, much less hokey than the first two seasons. Would you agree?
I mean,
I thought the first season especially looked like some bad video game version of it, and the second one was better, but still like too bright and just too much.
Yeah, I'm fine with it, because like obviously the first season you want to just show everybody, You know, like this
Right,
guy's going to
that's
be in it.
fair.
This guy's going to be in it. This guy's like, here they all are. And then the second season, it's like, oh, it's getting kind of dark, but you know, we still have some light in here. And then this one, like, I'm surprised people are so pissed off that they're choreographing Moraine's death in the first teaser. Like, talk about going away from. I mean, is that part of the books? Like, does she
Well,
die?
okay, once you get to the end of this book, you will understand. And
I mean,
it's right on brand for sure. I mean,
I
okay, we'll get it when we get into it. I'll tell you why it's a little not on brand. First of all, if you're watching this, there's going to be major spoilers from the books.
Y-
Fucking
yeah.
fuck it. I mean, I don't know. It's been out for 30 years. I don't know what to tell you.
And there won't be any spoilers for the movie, for the show, because nothing we say is going to happen. So,
right, exactly. And if I'm ever right, I'm going to go play the lottery that day as well. But like I said, I will say after watching the breakdowns, watching the trailer, I'm fucking crazy hyped. I'm back on board, and I'm really excited to see what I hope will be the best representation of it this year. So, and
oh my gosh, I just got extra hyped because you know I've watched the trailer 2 or 3 times, but I just watched it, and I'm sitting here paused on the first frame, and they're standing over Ryudan. And I'm just like, oh,
I didn't see that there was a city there sticking up out of the clouds the first time I watched it. And then I saw it. I'm like, wow, the size of it is pretty immense. It feels a little bigger this year. Like even you see some shots in the tower that seem much more grand as opposed to what seemed very much like a sound set in the first couple of seasons, you know?
Wow.
I mean, they're all sound sets, but you know, you feel like it is much bigger this year. And like I was saying about the poster felt much more like an epic fantasy movie poster to me than, you know, like kind of like a hokey TV show, or like the other ones were kind of Marvel-y posters, which aren't bad per se, but not really what I'm looking for from Wheel of Time.
Yeah.
So let's see. Anything
so
else?
Sorry. Now I'm going through it really slow. I was afraid you were going to go through it too slow. So now I'm on frame 7, and Moraine is upside down, which we all know in movie speak. That's not good.
No, visions. Okay, so I guess I should hit play. Should I hit play? Are you already going?
I'm just like I said, I'm on the second. I'm just kind of unpausing and pausing going through it, because if this is like the last trailer, like every 2 seconds there's something to talk about. So yeah, I guess the short answer is yes, press play. And
is there a way to slow down on YouTube too? I can't remember.
I don't think there's a slow-mo.
I don't think there's a slow-mo. Or like slow down your frames like when you listen to podcasts. Anyways, okay. Yeah, so first scene, man, you're getting them standing over Ryudan.
Oh no, Destin, go to the setting.
Yeah.
Go to the little circle icon.
Oh, playback speed. Nice. Okay, cool.
The gear. Yeah.
Slow her down, buddy. Slow it down. So yeah, the first scene is fucking like super epic, bro. Like I agree completely, you know, and let's just look at that. So you got Rand in the middle, right? You got Moraine. Here's my thing that nobody said, and I would just, you know, I'm gonna throw it out there because we're on record and somebody can go back and check it. She has a fucking, that's Moraine in a hat, first of all.
I was just gonna ask.
It's very reminiscent of Matt's hat in the books. And so I'm wondering if for some reason she's going to have a little bit of Matt's storyline as far as going into Ryudan, however you want to say it. I've heard it pronounced so many different ways, so we'll see in the show, I guess. You know, you definitely have some Aiel wise ones there. Looks like Avienda's there, Land's there, and then there's this hulking Aielman next to Rand. We're hoping that is a dude named Ruark. He's very important, becomes pretty close with Rand. He's one of the main Aiel chiefs, and he's married to, I believe, 2 Dreamwalkers and 2 wise ones, I think. But what I'm wondering is, you know, Moraine having Matt's hat on, maybe because so at the end of this, foreshadowing Moraine's death, and we'll get into all the shots of landfare killing Moraine in this later. That's something that kind of happens towards the end of the book, and you think they're dead. They are, for all intents and purposes, dead, but where they're at is where the snakes and foxes are. Moraine is kept alive there for 6 books, I think, and then Matt goes to rescue her eventually. So I'm wondering if they're going to try to tie that in somehow in this. Maybe Matt goes through a doorway in Tanchico, helps to save Moraine, and then Rand gets her out of there. You know, we see Rand carrying Moraine out of the desert. Obviously, he's looking pretty haggard too, and she looks like she could, you know, be mortally wounded or almost dead. So we're wondering maybe if she kind of dies and comes back to life, with Rand's help at a certain in Ryudan. I was wondering that if maybe she's going to take some of Matt's places as far as what he does in the waste a little bit, because he for sure is not going to be in the waste with Rand like he is in the books. That much has been confirmed, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, because we don't see him.
Kind of sucks. Yeah. But one of the things that they do talk about is, the Panox Palace is in Tanchico, and that's a place where there is a lot of items of power, kind of like the Stone of Tyr. And they may have a doorway there that somehow can connect to this world. But I'm hoping that we'll see at least the Aelfin or the Eelfin or something of that world this year, which is pretty cool. And so that's what I got to say about that.
Sounds good.
And then maybe that's too slow. I don't know. We'll see. Well, like you said, Moraine is kind of floating, and I'm thinking that this is in Redan, and she's getting some vision. It's like dream sequence visions type of thing. When Rand starts going through the pillars as well, it's similar. We get a shot of Moraine that is in Tarvalin, which she's not supposed to go back to the tower if you remember correctly.
Who?
Moraine. Remember, she had to do the oath rod thing.
Yeah. Yes.
And then she gets kind of banished afterwards. So she's in Tarvalin, but one of the things that Lauren was saying is that maybe at least a good chunk of them come back to the tower. Maybe Nynaeve doesn't at first. It's kind of curious to where everybody's going to be at the start of the season, basically.
Now, so maybe in the books, does Moraine go away wounded, or does she just kind of go off on her own adventure?
Yes.
So she could, it is Rosamund fucking Pike. She might have signed on to this knowing, I don't want to do 8 seasons of this, but I'll do 2.5, and then I'll come back in the 8th season too.
Well, that would be real, her book arc. So, that would be fine. That would be, like I said, once we get to the end of book 4, you'll kind of understand what I mean. So you get a shot of her in Tarvalin. Who knows what that's going to mean? Maybe she's going back. Obviously, we'll see later. There's fighting in the streets of Tarvalin, Aes Sedai versus Aes Sedai. So that doesn't look like that's going to be good. You get a quick shot of Moraine in the waste after that, where she's holding what looks to be like a sawing reel of some sort. It's just a spear.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that has something to do with the Chodan Call, because if you remember, the Chodan Calls are a female statue that's holding a globe, and then a male statue that's kind of holding a globe, and they are access keys to the giant statue that's buried in Karheen. And they're the most powerful sawing reel ever created, to the point where the Aes Sedai hid him from themselves.
And those are in Ryudan. We just saw those in the last chapter or 2 chapters ago.
Those were there's 2 access keys, one for the male and one for the female, and they may be the only ones in existence that are still whole. There is a broken one in the Panarch's Palace in Tanchico that Egwene, remember, I don't know if you remember, we went over it. She kind of touches it and it causes her a ton of pain because it's broken, I think.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know how that works. They don't really discuss broken Turing reels and stuff like that. So it's generally once they're broken, they kind of just stop working. So that one's a sawing reel. So maybe you could use it, but it would be really dangerous because it doesn't have the buffer on it or anything. Who knows? It could be, they don't really cover it. So
yeah,
it's up for speculation, if you will.
So then we see the statues. Where are these statues at?
I'm thinking that's probably an Age of Legends shot. You're getting people keep thinking it is maybe the tower, but I think it might be the Hall of Servants, maybe in Paradisen, which I think was what Ryudan was called. No, that wasn't. Paradisen is where the Aes Sedai seat of power was, I believe. That's what I really need Jeremy for, because you tell me I'm wrong if I'm wrong. Oh, stupid, it was here. But I think that might be there. I think some of the clothes you see are, they're kind of like a beige kind of robe. I think that might be the Jen Aiel, or the Gaishan, the first parts of the Gaishan. And I think that could even be Lews Therin walking in the middle, or some other.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's probably, I'm thinking what it is Rand, when he goes to see his visions, and we'll get to this soon enough. It's literally the next chapter we're going to cover. He starts to see his ancestors, and some of his earliest ancestors were, Gaishan to Landfare in the Age of Legends. His actual familial bloodline were attached to Landfare, and he ended up kind of suffering because he served Landfare, even though he wasn't evil.
That's totally who it is. I'm convinced.
And one of the things I've seen too is that Rand is going to, instead of casting different actors for his descendants, it's going to be Rand in hair, makeup, prosthetics. So I think that's pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
I think that's I think it's smart. Why not? It gives you a little bit better. I think it kind of helps you understand a little bit more what's going on.
Exactly. For the uninitiated, that'll save so much time explaining it.
Exactly. So go ahead. I'm a little ahead of you. So go ahead and play and tell me what you see.
Moraine in the rain.
That's in Tarvalin. What we're talking about.
There we go. And then is that? That's Rand next.
Yeah, and like the weird hair and
Wow.
this very Age of Legends-y kind of gear. He looks like he could play keyboard for somebody.
Totally.
As Jeremy would say.
Yeah, he's in a prog rock band for sure.
Dude, is that Peter Gabriel?
Then we see Daniel Henney looking badass.
Yeah, there was a couple theories on what he could be turning around to look at. They say, somebody's like, could he be fighting a Forsaken? I think he might be kind of looking towards the other Aiel showing up at a place later in the season. So I don't really have a theory for that one too much.
Let me see Leandrin looking all Leandrin like. Oh, and then we got what's her name? Jesus, I'm so bad at this.
Priyanka Bose. You're way ahead of me, bro.
I'm on the 10th second. Elaine. We see Elaine putting on the crown.
Oh, okay. Oh God, dude, how did I miss all that? Oh my God. Yeah, no, I feel like okay. You see Elaine, you see Leandrin, and she's taking off a veil, correct?
Yes.
So there's been speculation on this on the couple of the videos I've watched. Some people were kind of saying that this could be like a Dark Friend Social Part 2, which that is legitimately in the books. There's a second one, kind of. But another thing that someone said was that this could be in Tanchico, which is a place where women often veil their face. Some of the men veil their face too. Just that's kind of what they do. It's like a style. It's like a fashion kind of style. And so she could just be arriving in Tanchico because at a certain point they kind of go hide out there, and Egwene and Nynaeve, remember, they go looking for them. The Black Aja sisters.
Yeah.
That's getting pushed around here. With Elaine, I'm thinking that at a certain point in these books, there is a storyline where her mother is dead or presumed dead. And I'm wondering if they're moving this up and making her presumed dead. And she's being given the crown by Eleda, or maybe she's just having a dream about having to be the queen. She obviously still have her novice white on, so she's at the tower. Or maybe it could be part of her accepted test. But I would think if it was her accepted test, she'd be in full regalia. You know what I mean?
Right.
She'd be queened up. You know what I mean?
Totally.
My thought is that maybe she gets a letter saying that your mother is presumed dead, whatever. We're going to come and collect you from the tower and, give you the crown. And maybe she's imagining the crown on her head and has a dream about it. But then she ends up leaving the tower with, Egwene or Nynaeve to go hunt the Black Aja. And maybe Elida's even more mad that she left than she is in the books because she was coming to give her the crown and take her back to Andor. And then that could be the start of what causes the tower coup and all that shit instead of, a bunch of other crap.
A bunch of other crap.
Well, I mean, that factored into it, but that was just one of many things.
Yeah. No, they're obviously they're going to be. Am I really loud? Am I okay over there?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I said, we see Leandrin being Leandrin, and then we see Egwene putting the crown, or Elaine putting the crown on her head. Then we get a shot of, and it's kind of like, I feel like they're trying to misdirection you because Suwan's talking, but that's not Suwan sitting in the Amilrun seat.
Are you sure?
They enhanced it, and from what I saw on Lauren's video, and he enhanced it and like you could lighten it up, it looks like Leandrin. And it looks like she maybe has a stole over her shoulders.
Oh, she is wearing.
She's talking
red.
to someone. She's talking to someone in white, which could be Landfare, or it could be a person that we see in these next couple of seconds after this. So we got Moraine kneeling in the desert with the Sangreal. I got a little ahead of myself.
No worries, I'm right with you.
Okay, and then she's obviously standing.
She's channeling.
I'm not sure where that is. They go to a place called the Colin.
No, the when she's holding the ball.
Yeah, she's definitely channeling into it, like it's probably a Sangreal or something. And they go to a place called, I believe it's pronounced Colin Dam or Colum Dan. I can't remember exactly, but it's like a natural amphitheater. And Rand goes there to proclaim himself to all of the Aiel. I'm wondering if maybe she's channeling it because it looks like a little raised kind of stage a little bit where she's standing. but that could be just talking.
No, there's definitely no. I'm watching it slow enough. It's not. Yeah, I thought it was like it might just be the sun gleaming off it, but I see it moving up. She's definitely channeling.
And it's
up
supposed to be
there.
like he who comes with the dawn. You see the sun is rising, so
Oh
I feel
yeah.
it's definitely got something to do with Rand, probably. And one of the things that she says in her voiceover coming up is that every future where I live, Rand dies.
So it's green. Does that mean anything?
Is what green?
The channeling.
That would be Earth, or no? It would be water and air. I think.
So right before it cuts, it looks like air, but then right before it cuts, one of the streams comes down right in front of the camera and it's green.
That could be it because when that scene is happening in the book, it starts to. I don't know. I think Rand does it actually, but it starts to rain like crazy, like flash flood rain, as he's kind of like declaring himself. I think, or right before, right after. I can't remember, but I haven't read The Shadow Rising for a long time. That's why I'm glad that we're into it.
Yeah.
But she says, like I said, if I live, Rand dies, and if,
Right.
the only way he lives is if I die. And I'm guessing that she sees, and people always talked about the flicker, flicker, flicker moment. I think this is probably what we're going to get from it. We're going to see Moraine's flickers. We're going to see some from Rand. We may even get some from Avienda. That's probably too much. I feel like we're going to tie into the next scene here I think this is Egwene's accepted test.
Yeah.
And there's someone in white channeling. I believe that's Alviarin, who is a black sister who ends up kind of manipulating Elida. That could be who Leandrin is talking to in that scene where I was like, it could be Landfare. It may be someone else. I think it could be Alviarin because she ends up becoming like the keeper of the chronicles. The Aes Sedai Leanne, like her position next to Swan Sanche, like that's what Alviarin becomes, and she's a very, very bad Black Aja for sure.
That almost looks like Suan, but Swan. Sorry,
Swan Sanche, Siwan.
Could she maybe do Egwene's accepted right before? Like maybe that's her last.
Could be, or could be lots of stuff. We start getting into later books. They rediscover a weave from the Age of Legends called the Mirror of Mists. You can disguise yourself, basically. Polyjuice potion without the potion.
By the way, we call that the Iron Man paradox. If I die, you live. If you live, I die.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
There's
someone.
Moraine taking a nap.
Yeah, taking a little dirt nap in the hot sun. It's always fun. I don't know whose eye that is.
Yeah.
It's maybe like Landfare's maybe. Well, we see Rand kind of dragging his feet. That's definitely probably in the glass columns because it's like you have to struggle to keep going to the next level. So then we see Moraine floating upside down again.
Oh. Then we see Rand and sorry, I might be ahead.
Finally, okay. This is one of the reasons why I got excited. Like this gives me the giantest nerd heart on because this is one of the things that I feel like I've been talking about since like one of our first episodes, or at least towards the end of the first season. And I'm like, if we don't get a fucking sheep herder or some sword play real quick, and I'm not talking about them rubbing fucking foreskins either. Like this was a big part of, Rand being who he is and what he is. Really needed that mentor. Like sometimes like your dad could be the most knowledgeable, wise guy in the world, and you still might not listen to everything he has to say. You grow up a little bit, you get a little worldly, and then you find a mentor that goes, hey man, maybe he wasn't right about everything, but here's the gist. And why don't you try this? And a big part of Rand's development, character arc, and everything is Lan. Much more on page than his dad Tam until very later in the books. But you see they're very similar dudes, actually. Tam's a little bit more soft and loving because he decided to stop murdering people and fighting the shadow, unlike Lan. But, Lan definitely kind of has a bit of a fatherly figure role to Rand. And you can tell it's part of what kind of softens Lan up to feel like he could be a good husband to Nynaeve.
Yeah. So is that Rand and Egwene?
Yes. Okay. This is also a really important little spot because of the simple fact they both wake up kind of shocked, yeah, right? Like, oh, what just happened? Like, they didn't just have sex, okay? That's not what happened. That's not why it's awkward. I believe that this could be in Tel and Riyadh, or maybe right after he goes to Redan and he's recovering. I don't know, something like that. But if you look at this rug, there is, I can't remember exactly where it at, but there is an like a little snakes and foxes thing, which is really cool. It's kind of a nod to the snakes and foxes. There's X's on the things on the top, which is part of the game as well. And she's wearing stuff that looks kind of like what I would say probably what is going to be wise one's apprentice, because she becomes a wise one apprentice. So I'm thinking that's what she's wearing. So that's a really cool little like scene. It's probably foreshadowing a bunch of shit that I'm completely wrong about, or that we're not going to get. It's like we're going to get that nod and that's it. But I hope I'm fucking wrong.
Yeah.
For Jeremy, I want to be wrong. I want him to be done at the end of the season and go, God damn it, it was pretty good. Like that's all I want from him is like, okay, I didn't completely hate it, and I would be completely satisfied.
And I'll watch season 4.
Yeah, and I'll watch season 4 exactly. Well, we're gonna make him watch season 4. We're going to put toothpicks in his eyelids, hunt him down. My fear is that it's gonna be like really good, like show saving good, and then they're gonna cancel it. That's what I predict to happen. Is that it's going to be really awesome and they're not going to renew it. And I'm going to be pissed because I'll be like, okay, I'm finally on board. And then I'm like, meh, Amazon, meh.
Holy shit. I just realized that's an army approaching Rand, isn't it?
It's an army of Aiel. Yes.
Yeah. I thought that was a fence or something. Holy shit.
It almost looks like a rocky kind of like outcrop at first. Also, I didn't mention you can see the dragons on Rand's arms when he's carrying Moraine. If you look closely in the poster, he's got dragons wrapped around each of his forearms, and it's fucking disgustingly awesome.
Does he go sit somewhere and get tatted, or do those just appear from the power?
They just appear after you come out of the columns and you live. If you're a clan chief, you get one. He who comes with dawn gets matching fucking sleeve. Yeah, it's pretty sick. I've always considered getting something like that, but it's just like everybody will have it now, and it's gonna all be the same. So I'm good.
Yeah.
The dice, whatever, man. I love the dice. The dice are innocuous. Whatever.
Yeah.
I love that. I fucking used to shoot craps in fucking school, for Christ's sake. So and the guy walking behind Rand, it's theory to be someone named Couladin. He's the guy who comes up and is fucking trying to stab Matt in the last chapter that we talked about.
Yeah.
His brother is in, Rand actually sees his brother in the columns, like fucking like clawing at his eyes because he can't deal with the Aiel past. And so Couladin wants to go in. I don't know if Couladin even goes in, but he ends up getting dragons. You'll find out how later. But he's trying to say that he's Rand. He's he who comes with the dawn and stuff like that. And it's a plot by the Forsaken. And I'm wondering if we get, after they leave Rudan, there's a peddler that they come across, and they're Forsaken in disguise. I won't say who, but that's how we meet a very important character to Rand. And I'm wondering if Couladin may have slidden in for that character, because what he's wearing looks very, you see him a little bit later, it looks very not Aiel, it looks very kind of Age of Legendy. It just doesn't look like it fits. And maybe I'm missing something, but that was one of the points I think that John made, and I was like, that's a really good point, because also an Aiel would never wear a fucking cape like that, or a cloak, or whatever you want to call it, whatever he's wearing that's billowing behind him. They would not wear that because it'll give them away in the wind. It'll drag on the, they'll be able, there's just, nope. So I'm thinking there must be something up with that, or it could just be, oh, hold on, be Jeremy for a second. It's probably just Rafe sucking at his job again. Fuck. Oh, he didn't say fuck. Gosh darn it. Dang it.
For fart's sake.
For farting farts. Also, we see Rand and Moraine in like a little tent. I'm guessing that's probably our little scene where they're kind of asking to go to Roidine, if you will. One of the things they were saying too is it looks like Rand could have either a similar like sword belt or possibly have lands. I don't know why he would have lands. I'm guessing it's probably like a borderland thing, maybe.
Yeah. I could see that would be a good shorthand for like land really falling for Rand. Just be like, hey, you're going into the unknown, take my sword with you. Right,
exactly. Or because I got you a scabbard and a new sword to train with, because he was killed when he killed, or when he's, I don't know if Ishmael seems dead, and when he stabs him, his dad's sword kind of like melts or whatever. So maybe, I think Avienda gives him a heron mark blade at some point, but it would be way too early for that. So maybe Moraine or land procure one or something. I don't know. Could be lots of things on that one. I'm not going to speculate. And then we get this fucking amazing shot of Avendesora, which I think was the coolest shit. You always kind of wondered as a reader what that little courtyard looked like, and it's fucking stellarly perfect. It's one of the reasons why I got excited again.
Amazing.
It's so good. I'm really sad that I'm not going to see Matt hanging from one of those branches, but it's still really cool. Maybe Moraine with the hat. I don't know. Who knows? I really think we might get some version of that, because that hat is like too iconic, and it's dead on like the one that Matt wears. So I don't know why they would do that unless it's just a nod, but I think at this point we're past nods to the books, and they need to fucking rip some shit out. Or if they're going to change it, they need to make it really fun like that and interesting to be like, oh shit, it needs to be, that, in my opinion. But
yeah.
And you can see the tops of the glass columns as they kind of pan down, which is cool. Rand looks a little different in that shot too. His nose looks a little broader. His hair's shorter. I don't know if it's just.
Oh yeah, that's him with the short hair. Yeah.
Right, and his nose seems a little different to me. Maybe it's just
the angle.
Yeah, it could just be the light and the angle. And then we see Moraine kneeling over Rand, and he's dead.
That's definitely Moraine. Oh yeah,
yes,
yeah.
She's the Milren seat at that point, I believe. I think she's like the stuff that Logan wears.
Yes. And Rand is stabbed.
But also foreshadowing that Swan's not going to be the Milren very much longer.
Yeah.
Because Moraine was definitely like the second most powerful Aes Sedai to her when they got chosen. Like Moraine could have been considered, but she just wasn't. She was out traveling looking for the dragon. She wasn't committed to, and that was kind of their plan. She was going to go look. Swan was going to secure the tower because they were the only ones that could kind of do so.
Yeah.
We see Avienda. She's standing. I don't know. Is she standing over Redan? I can't really tell.
It doesn't look foggy. No. A little
kind
bit.
of foggy. Yeah,
maybe off in the distance. Maybe that's when they're starting their journey.
Yeah, maybe
takes off running.
Well, I'm thinking that maybe it's I think we might see her hold at some point. Maybe. I know there's a big kind of battle that takes place at her hold when they go to visit it. I think it's Ruark and Amisa's hold as well. So I think, but because there's like you could see like right on the edge of the ridge, there's kind of like a hole in the ground or something. Like maybe that's where like they have to go underground, and that's kind of where they stay. That's kind of how they live.
They definitely cut this scene right before you figured it out.
Yeah, before you get to see what it is. There could be, like you said, the army. They come up on that army is just kind of all the people. Yeah. Then we get some fucking landfare in the world of dreams. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because generally when landfare has like the, Annie Lennox kind of short bob, that's her and Tel'Riyad. And then when she has the longer hair, it's usually the real world. So we get a scene of her with long hair about to choke Moraine. We get a scene of her with short hair choking Moraine. We get a scene of her with short hair before that. Let me go back and watch them all again. So we get her kissing like Rand's neck. That could even be like a flashback to last season. We see her short hair. Then she see her like she's like it almost looks like her and Moraine are about to fucking do it. And then she like starts to choke her, and Moraine's like, "Oh God!" So is she impersonating someone, or like what's up with that? And she's got the long hair, so I don't think it's a World of Dreams thing.
Oh yeah, I forget those. Oh, Moraine with her fucking throat cut,
dude. Right? Okay. And there's another thing coming up. So she's choking her, right? I'm sorry, I just reminded me.
These are three different.
And also like if you want to go back and look at the one in the desert where Lanfear's kind of like choking her and standing up, it could just be her dress being really shimmery. But if you look around her lower body, it looks like she's channeling something that's white and black, which maybe is the true power, or maybe it's just a shimmering black dress. Tell me what you think. I can't really tell.
I think it's a shimmering black dress because there's nothing around. There's nothing around her. It's only
exactly.
On the dress.
And then you see Moraine getting her throat cut, but I don't know if that's Lanfear. That almost looks like it could be Rand.
Oh yeah, they don't.
What do you think?
Hold on, slow. I don't think it's Rand.
It looks like a man though.
Looks like they got the like fingers, like the whatchamacallit. Or maybe I think she's just holding the dagger that just cut her.
Oh, maybe. Then you get a crazy awesome shot of Alana busting a fucking bunch of cobblestones up and throwing them at somebody, or I don't know what the fuck she's doing, but that's a pretty epic shot of channeling. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see some lady on lady action, if you will, fighting perverts, whichever settle down.
and both. You might get some
Powerful ladies doing some powerful stuff. Next scene. Another reason why I'm fucking hyped as shit. Do you know what this is? When Rand's
No.
channeling fire in the dark? Look at it really
No.
closely. Look at it really closely. Brighten it up. Zoom in if you got to. And tell me what you see. There's 3 of them. And there's mirrors.
Cats?
Do you remember the bubble of evil scene? Where his reflection crawls out of the mirror and he has to fight him?
Yes.
There's 3 Rands on the ground, if you look closely, looking kind of like almost like a T-1000.
Yep.
And he's channeling fire to like burn them into fucking pieces.
Yep.
And so do you see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So even if that's the only bubble of evil that we get, that would be exceptionally cool. I would really love to see them be far apart because Perrin's going to be in the 2 rivers. Matt's going to be far away. Rand's going to be obviously not in the Stone of Tyr, but he's going to be somewhere by himself. If they all had their own separate bubble of evils and they were far away from each other, that would also be cool, as long as they follow what they kind of are. Because, dude, how cool would it be to see a scene with Matt and the fucking playing cards? Like, if they did it right, that'd be dope. And then the scene with Perrin's axe would be pretty cool, too. But
if
you know.
I don't hear a cock crow, it's wrong.
You know what? You're dead ass right. It better happen because that is a fucking thing. Or, if it's not a cock, it better be something else that's kind of an omen of death. And it signals you that they're all happening at the exact same time. Yep. However they do it, it better be something cool, right? Like I totally fucking agree. I agree 1,000%. But I am fucking erect to see that scene. That's fucking really cool. And then we get a shot of Rand real quick. That's at Calm Dom. That's if you look at that dude's like gear or whatever, like I said, it's very Age of Legendy.
Yeah.
And maybe that's just a red herring or something, but I feel like maybe they could make that dude a Forsaken perhaps and make that kind of a thing. Would make sense.
Looks like he needs to report to the Thunderdome.
Right? I know. I have your queen, Furiosa. I don't know why that makes me laugh so hard. So obviously they are you see a little scene of them talking up some stairs to, maybe wise ones or clan chiefs. It seems like they've shrank the number of Forsaken. They've shrank the number of clans from I think 12 or 13 down to 8 or 9. Because you see those chairs and they're kind of maybe clan chiefs chair. They're speaking to the chiefs, or maybe it's wise ones. I don't know. It'll definitely be different than the book, but Jeremy will hate it. It's fine. Get another picture of Landfare with the short hair. So I'm thinking probably Tellenriot again. Maybe not, but also, did you know that the song at the beginning was originally a Simon and Garfunkel song? And it was redone by the Bangles.
Yes.
And then this is an operatic version kind of it. But I thought that was pretty cool. I was that's neat. And that was one of the first things that Lauren on Unraveling the Pattern said. And I was just like, dude, how do you find this stuff, man? You can know music all you want, and to recognize that and figure out and he, puts the lyrics down, and the lyrics are very poignant. Also, they're really good. You have to look them up, but I don't know how to spoil that. But it's really cool, actually. It's I think the reason why I can kind of get around to some of the things that I don't like and don't hate as much as Jeremy is because I see the amount of care that has went into it on certain things, whether I agree creatively or not. I see what success or fail that he's tried to do. And I feel like I'm hoping that it stops the season. In many ways, they've really tried to be too subtle about sliding stuff in. And, while that's a really smart and, you're very talented, great. But it's just, you just want to be hit in the face with some of the things that you love, at least sometimes. And there hasn't been enough over the first 2 seasons. Let's just say that. Yeah. And the ones that we've done haven't always been done awesomely. So I'm really hoping that it really looks like it could be much, much better this year. And I'm pretty fucking excited. I'm even more excited that I don't have to wait that long for it now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just kind of gave up on it. And I'm like, I'll just wait. It's fine. So where are you at this on the trailer?
I just went through. So we see Landfare, and then we see another shot of the Aiel clansmen, and then we see
a quick shot of a shirtless fellow who seems to be handsome.
Yeah.
I believe that's God. I believe that's Elaine's half brother.
Yep.
I believe that. And I don't know what this is. It seems to be possibly in the tower. I don't know. What do you think? It looks like the tower kind of in the background, right?
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? That could be in Kamelin.
But they're surrounded by Accepted, though, aren't they?
That's what I thought too.
Because isn't this the training ground? Where do all the women
be in the tower?
Yeah, that's where all the women come down to watch the sexy boys train.
Yeah. And so we're definitely going to get Gowan. And who's he fighting? Could it be Matt? Any chance it's Matt?
Oh,
Come on.
yeah.
Come on. Any chance it's Matt? Let's go.
Oh,
I don't know why he'd be in the tower. Maybe he goes back to get healed again. Who knows? But could be. That's another reason why I got excited. I'm like, okay, Gawain fighting in the circle that looks very much like the setting of that scene. And even if it's just him whooping Gawain's ass and everyone's sad about it, I'll probably still like it.
I just got excited, so I sped past. You see Lan whipping his sword around, and in the next scene, someone's making an axe.
Right? And you get a little fucking clip of it later, and it's the one that is described from the beginning, the half moon blade with the wicked spike on the back, and I'm just like, oh, Turin.
Yep.
We only get this one shot of Matt, and who knows where the fuck he is. Looks like he still has the same shitty clothes. Maybe got a haircut. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. I'm looking at. I don't know who this lady is. And then there's
Asian lady in blue.
Yeah.
So that's Leanne Sedai. She is the keeper of the chronicles. Like,
is she the one in the cell next to Matt?
No, that was Min.
Min, okay.
So Leanne is like basically second in command to Swan Sanchez. She's her vice president, if you will. Like, that's the easiest way to kind of describe. She's the keeper of the chronicles. I feel that scene there, somebody was saying like, oh, it's a storeroom somewhere. I think it is a storeroom for sure. I think this could be the start of the coup. She looks very worried, like there's some commotion. She's obviously in a room where some stuff is stored, maybe like Angrio. Maybe she was going down there for who knows what. But her concern says to me, like, first of all, she's still in the tower and she has a blue dress on. So she hasn't been deposed or stilled or anything like that. I'm thinking this could be the start of it. Or at the very beginning, I heard that the first episode literally starts in Tarvalin with sisters shredding each other. And I don't think it's the coup. I think it could be just when the Black Aja decide to break out, and then they send Nynaeve and Elaine hunting after them. So Dragon Reborn.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I think it'll be awesome. Also, one of the things I forgot to mention, in that scene where Leandrin takes off of her veil at that like party or whatever, you can see, do you remember the little person that was like a brown Aes Sedai last season?
Yeah.
When Varen comes back to the tower, she's like Oompa Looping behind people and sneaking out. So like, I have no idea. Like, why would she be there? Is she a dark friend too? Is she keeping tabs on Leandrin and then she gets murdered? Or like, I don't know. It's crazy.
Something.
Yeah. But you definitely see her like, she's like ducking between people. And someone pointed out, I can't remember, I think it was John, but it might have been Lauren, I can't remember. They pointed out that there was a little person at the Dark Friend social.
Oh.
Where Pod and Fane is talking with everyone on the table. There is a little person there.
Okay. All right.
So, and it wasn't the little kid because he didn't have a hood and all that stuff on. So
yeah.
Matt's
got scratches on his neck.
Oh, that was another thing. They have, was he hung? Did he get hung?
Oh.
Why does he have scratches on his neck? Maybe it's just a little nod to it, but I hope it's something else.
Yeah.
At this point, I don't get my hopes up too much.
Yeah.
Then you see we got our ladies back in their little fishwife hut, probably until Anriad again, I'm assuming.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Remember?
Oh, lots of kissing. Oh my God. Yep.
Also, you see Moggan with somebody.
That's Perrin, isn't it?
Leandrin.
Yeah.
Okay. That's Perrin with the kissing. I'm guessing that's Fael. I'm pretty sure that's going to be Fael.
Yeah.
Obviously, he must run into her in the Two Rivers somehow. So obviously, that whole thing with the Ways and Loyal going back with her and being a big deal. Obviously, that's going to be, or later if they get later.
Look at those broad shoulders.
Who, Perrin?
Yeah.
Moggan's haircut is the bomb.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my haircut like that. Okay, so I've been seeing some stuff online about this kind of like blondie, red-haired lady with the kind of like headband, kind of like gypsy kind of headband on.
Yeah.
Some people were trying to say that it's Elaine. I don't think it's Elaine. I don't see that at all. I don't think that lady looks anything like Elaine. Elaine has freckly face. I mean, hair and makeup, right? But I'm thinking it. It sort of looks like they could be in the tower. So. Maybe she's another Aes Sedai, or maybe that could be Queen Morghese. Because they talk about how beautiful Queen Morghese is and how she's not like she's pretty young.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if it could be more gays. Some people have speculated that it could be Moraine and Aiel Wise Woman, but she doesn't seem to be wearing Wise Woman clothes. They wear white blouses and brown, skirts and shit. So some people say it could be a flashback. It could be Tigraine, but I believe Tigraine was Rand's mom, and we saw her, and she don't look like that. Even before she went to the Aiel Waste, she didn't look like that. She looked more like Elaine with the freckles and everything. So I'm at a loss of who it can be, other than maybe more gays.
Yeah. I'll take that. I have no reason to argue. Then we see this guy.
What guy?
I don't know. Whoever's right after more gays, right before Rand.
That's Egwene, dude.
What? No.
See this guy?
That's not
it.
Oh,
yes, it is. It's fucking Egwene.
Oh my god!
I love how unintentionally funny you are.
Oh my god!
Because if that was on purpose, it'd be funny, but not as funny. Jesus. What guy? You talking about Rand? Nope. Talking about Egwene, motherfucker.
I mean, it's a good-looking man.
Yeah, it didn't say it wasn't a pretty man.
I didn't say, yeah. Just
I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
just it's not. You know what? She's definitely, she's, their faces changed, man. She was a kid when they first started. It's been 5 years. So
well, it's just so. I think even if it was zoomed out just a little bit, if I could see the top of her head, it'd be like, okay.
Well, and the lighting in the back is really fucking harsh too. So
yeah,
and then you see Rand screaming after that guy. So
always,
and then. But also, you realize what's happening, right? He's screaming into the air, but then he flashes to what appears to be his bio dad finding Shail, his mom, dead in the snow, like probably minutes after Tam took the baby.
Yeah. Do you think or I guess you would know this from the book, maybe. Is he seeing this, or are we just seeing a flashback as the viewer?
That's new.
Okay. So this will just be
anything like that. It's it would be something that's extra, but I would find cool. Jeremy would say it's probably dumb. But I think it would be okay because he does, I believe, get to see through his father's eyes at one point in the glass columns, but it's nothing that would hit or land that hard in the show. So switching it to something like that we have seen is, that's fine.
Yeah.
It tells the story in a way that it needs to be told, and you get some emotion out of it. And it lands way better than something that people are going to be like, what's happening exactly? This was Rand's dad before he even met his mom. And what? How are we supposed to know this guy? Even in the books, it takes a while to figure out. So I'm fine with that. Like, oh, that's his dad. I see. His dad was a clan chief. Got it.
Yeah.
Great. Excellent. Everyone on the bus.
Check.
1, 2. Let's see. I think we're about to do this, aren't we? Hold on.
Yeah. And then we just get a bunch of you'll probably have more to say, but just some real quick battle flashes.
Yeah, you get the Janduin, you get also one of the things that is really cool about the shot with Liandrin, you see her literally transitioning from red Aja to black. Her she's her clothes are like half burned black and the rest is still kind of red, but the black is overtaking the red. That was a pretty cool shot. Obviously, I think she's probably the one that kills one of Alana's warders, I'm thinking. Because one of her warders is going to die. And I'm guessing it's probably going to be Ivan, the black guy, who they already replaced once. I'm assuming. I don't think they're going to kill off Randy Jeffcoat's husband.
Yeah.
Plus, he's a way better character than Ivan. He's much more interesting and intriguing. Has better lines. So, you get a glimpse of Perrin with the axe, which is his eyes are glowing yellow. I see. That's the thing. It's like I feel at this point, if Jeremy couldn't get excited about that, then he's just being a dick. I said it, motherfucker. I said it. Because I mean, dude, I know that it's not your favorite, but if you can't get excited about that right there, are you even a Wheel of Time fan? I don't even know.
He's a Wheel of Time fan, not a Wheel of Prime fan.
Oh, and also let's just go to this little. What do you think about the Waze scene where they're killing Moraine? Do you know who that is with her? With Landfare? Look close.
That's not Moraine on the ground crawling, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it doesn't. That's what my next question was. Who's crawling?
I'm more concerned about who you think is with landfare.
Oh, Rand is on the right.
Rand, Egwene, and if dude, Lauren lightened it up, she has the Damani thing in her mouth,
Oh, yep.
like the little pacifier thing. Nynaeve standing next to her, and I think she may be in like Soldom gear, so she might be Egwene's Damani, like Egwene is her Damani, and they're attached to Lanfear.
I
And
still think
then
that's Moraine on the ground.
it is Moraine on the ground, 100%.
I
And then the rest are Perrin. You can see Mogadin standing behind Perrin over his left shoulder. And then I believe Elaine is there, and so is Matt. They're like her fucking murder minions.
wow.
That is one of the most intriguing things. And I know it's just going to be one of the flicker flashes, but I do kind of love it because, like, you look at it like, Perrin's got like long, shaggy hair, full beard. Elaine is looking like a fucking dom. You see like Moggy kind of hiding in the background. And then you have Matt, who's looking like I believe Matt has the Shadar Logoth dagger in his hand, I believe.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
And then you got Nynaeve and Egwene and then Rand. And Rand's like got this like sadistic fucking smile on his face. It's pretty awesome.
Whoa.
I feel like that's obviously a World of Dreams thing because Lanfear's got her big fucking fat headdress on. Then you see Rand carrying her out of the waste. She looks pretty rough. He's got his dragons on his arms. So obviously the sun is coming up, and then that's it.
Ooh. You cannot afford to fail again.
I'm curious to what that refers to. Maybe she's referring to him like Luz Theron failing, or who knows?
Yeah. Well, if he gets, or just the fact that he dies at some, or gets stabbed. I mean, yeah, when he gets stabbed, that's a pretty big fail.
Yeah, you die, fail. Well, I mean, you die without fulfilling your destiny, you fail. So, yeah. So, and again, thanks to Lauren and John, especially because I watched and I was like, okay, I'm a little pumped. And I watched some of the breakdowns, some a few things they pointed out that I didn't notice, and I'm officially fucking fired up. So.
I just watched it on 0.25 speed, and I'm jacked. I'm with you, Justin.
Sweet, I did my job.
I am excited. We got a lot of shit happening, a lot of shit that seems to line up with the books. They're gonna have to remix it to fit it all in. But yeah. And again, apparently there's a lot of people more excited than I thought. We get stuck in our little hate bubble, and
yeah, John from What Up even said that. He's like, he was like, people act like there's all these people that hate the show, and he goes, in my experience, it's a very small community of people who are haters. He's like, even people who maybe aren't completely ecstatic about it still watch it, still find good things about it, don't completely hate it. Jeremy.
We'll get you back on board.
We should try to invite the White Cloaks to watch it with us live, because I feel like that would be fun.
Absolutely, they would be fun to get their new opinion. They can come on our show this time, maybe. Awesome. Well, instead of I'm just gonna let this set in for a week. We may talk about chapter 25 next week. We may get a bunch more news and insight and thoughts on the upcoming season. As everyone knows, I would love to talk about the show as much as possible. I'm enjoying the book. I did listen to chapter 25, and thank God we're not talking about it because I have no fucking idea what's going on. Robert Jordan introduced 17 new characters in one chapter, and what's that?
That are all already dead.
Exactly. So
the only live characters are the ones we already know. So I don't know. So crazy.
So join us next week for the Shadow Rising chapter 25 or more show prep. And I may end up just taking a break for the holiday season. I know the Tuesdays aren't going to work out for me. Justin and I will text about it off air, but just want to let everyone know on air. If you don't hear us through the holidays, we are definitely going to come back with a bullet in January. And we may shift to Thursdays a week or two, a month. I don't know, something a little bit before.
Was that when it was coming out? Was on Thursdays?
That's when the first episode, because wasn't it out on Fridays the last couple of years?
I can't remember.
So I don't know. Maybe they're going to premiere it on like Thursday and Friday, and then it'll be Friday every week. I don't know. But stay tuned. Join us here Tuesdays at 8:00, possibly off during the holidays until further notice, and then we'll definitely shift to this as soon as possible once the show's out, when we can talk about it or watch it together.
Here's a question: do we want to just do rewatches?
Oh shit! I absolutely want to do a rewatch. I don't know how we want to do. I don't think we want to do episode by episode. I don't think we want to do 16 episodes of a rewatch, but maybe we do the maybe we do the fan edit of season 1.
That sounds good.
And then maybe we do like 2 or 3. Yeah, maybe 4 and 4.
Yeah, because that'll get us, almost to February, and then we're gonna probably be getting ramped up. We'll probably get another trailer.
We'll do it in we'll start the rewatch. Let's do it in February. We'll start the rewatch. January, we'll still maybe do a little book talk, maybe do a little hype talk. We'll see what comes down the pipe. And then we'll do the rewatch right before the show comes out.
Sounds good to me.
Peace, favor your sword.
And remember, duty is heavier than a mountain, sheepherder. Fuck you, Jeremy.
Put your dagger in your horn box and leave your laptop open for 15 minutes.
Just kidding, Jeremy. Love you. Bye, guys.
We love you. Yeah, we got to be nice to Jeremy because we want him to come back on here and talk about it, whether it's hate or love or some mixture in between or just corrections and omissions.
Just got to get a few things wrong and be a little too optimistic about some things that he's really sure aren't going to happen. He'll come back.
There we go.
He'll be like, I can't. He's like me. He likes to play like he's not as bad as me, but there are certain things that OCD. He'll be like, I'm a fucking idiot. No, you're wrong.
Love it. Right, and you guys out there too, join us live here next Tuesday at 8 o'clock and tell us why we're wrong.
Yeah. Please. I love being told I'm wrong. I'm really good at it.
Love you, bro.
Later, homie. Love you.
Mixed and edited by Desmond McNeiss for We Mixed It. Go to whatsoundsawesome.com.